they were unable to prove beyond reasonable doubt that that was a 14-year-old, being that the girl did say under oath that it wasn't her.
Michael AVENATTI submitted a second video to the state's attorney in Chicago, and it described in lurid detail what is on that video.
You know, I feel like they have a very strong case.
Because at one point you actually started taking some of the tapes.
I just took one.
You took one?
Mm-hmm. I just ran across one that I was in.
Okay. And the tape that ultimately, you know, came out in court later, was that one of the tapes that you saw during that time?
No, that wasn't one of the tapes that I looked at.
But, you know, in that particular tape, there's like urination and stuff like that.
And I just happened to open the bag up and I started popping the tapes in. I came across the one with me, him, and the 14-year-old. I watched it, and as I fast forwarded some, I'd see other scenes with just him and her, as if she was a toilet he was just peeing. I didn't want him to have possession of the tape anymore because I was on it, and I took it and kept it on me.
And the tape that ultimately, you know, came out in court later, was that one of the tapes that you saw during that time?
No, the one that came out in court wasn't one of the tapes that I looked at.
But, you know, in that particular tape, there's like urination and stuff like that.
I watched it, and as I fast forwarded some, I'd see as if she was a toilet he was just peeing, you know.
At what point did you start going through his tapes and start finding some of the various tapes?
That was back in either 99 or 2000.
At one point, he finds out that you took that tape.
Yeah, he did. He found out.
And how did that go?
That was in 2007.
And can you say how much you got out of that?
100,000. He said, I will give you 250,000 for the tape. So it wasn't, they didn't say, oh, if you give me, you know, I have this, and if you want it, you get, no. They didn't even want to deal with him. They didn't want to talk to him. They didn't want to give him the tape, nothing. So no, it wasn't anything like that.
Okay, but you just offered him $250,000.
He did. He offered them, but they'd be, I mean, wouldn't you take it if somebody offered you some money? I mean, that's not blackmail if you offered it, you know?
Okay. And
so, left the bag in the room with me, and I just happened to open the bag up, and I actually asked one of them if they could hold the tape for me. There were tapes floating around. Point would be to see if Rob could figure out a way to get the tape back. Point would be to see if Rob could figure out a way to get the tape back. But they probably need something or whatever to get it back. To see if Rob could figure out a way to get the tape back.
If Rob could figure out a way to get the tape back. So that means she wasn't there, she was someplace else, and the tapes are getting out. But it's interesting how she's placing herself so he can figure out how to get the tape back, but yet she took the tape. Okay, I like this.
But they probably need something or whatever to get it back.
She's saying everything other than money. Something to get it back like that. I mean, why wouldn't she just say they want some money to get the tape back? She was a part of this whole thing. But
you had people like Lisa Van Allen. Lisa Van Allen was basically thrown out of court when she testified here at his trial. It wasn't credible testimony.